What's up, everybody? John here from What's Johnny Watching? Now, Tim from Tim Talks Talkies has issued a challenge to the physical media community, and I'm here to answer that challenge. Tim wants our top 25 films from the 90s, so here are mine, going from 25 all the way to 1. As for number 25, the last one on my list, I've got Titanic. I like the film. It's a really good film. The special effects are awesome. The story needs a little bit of help, but other than that, this was a global phenomenon. I still have yet to figure out how this became the number one film of all time for so many years. I can't figure that out. But it's still a great flick, and I'm waiting for the 4K. Hurry up. Release the 4K. Number 24, we have American Pie. Since I wasn't old enough to see Porky's when it came out in theaters, this had to do. And I tell you this, at the time this movie came out, this was raunchy and just everything you would expect this film to be, and you will never look at an apple pie again after you see this. Look at it the same way. And this is one film that could not be made today. There's no way they could make this, so enjoy this film. Number 23, my parents had Animal House. My generation, the Gen X generation, we have PCU. This still holds up to this day with the themes and the comedy. Jeremy Piven, with his recent track record of him being in the headlines. It's got David Spade in it. It's got Jon Favreau in it. It's a laugh. It just makes me laugh even to this day. And Disney, please put this out on Blu-ray. Number 22, we have Pretty Woman. This movie made Julia Roberts a star. The film, yes, it's a modern update on the tale of Pygmalion and My Fair Lady. But it's still, everything is, once you hear that track, Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison, come on. It is a great film. Welcome to Hollywood. What's your dream? Number 21, I have Boogie Nights. Now, I don't have this on physical media just yet. I plan on getting it in the future. I had it, and I lost it when my basement flooded. But this is a great film, and it talks about the porn industry from the 70s, the performances, especially by Burt Reynolds. I still think he should have won the Academy Award. He really shouldn't have bashed the film or been a little bit more supportive of it during the press. Number 20, The Truman Show. Now, I know this isn't Jim Carrey's first non-comedic role. We saw that in sort of, the Cable Guy. But this is a great film, and it's a lot better than the EdTV version that was released the next year. Essentially this, a reality series, a reality show broadcast 24 hours a day, and how he comes to terms with it. It's a really good film. Great performances by Jim Carrey and Ed Harris and Laura Linney. It's a great film. Number 19. I got Friday. What else can you say about Friday? It spawned a franchise, although I honestly think we're not going to get that last Friday, with Witherspoon passing away and Debo passing away. I just don't think it really doesn't need to be made. And this film made Ice Cube a star. This film made Chris Tucker a star. It is a great film, and it was shot for maybe $5 million. It wasn't shot for long. I think maybe a couple of weeks or maybe a month it took for them to shoot this thing. Quotable movie lines from this. Great film. For number 18, I have Independence Day. When this movie came out in the summer of 96, you had Mission Impossible out there with it. You had The Rock out there with it. And this movie alone, this was a blockbuster film. An alien invasion. Yeah, I mean, they do mix in elements of, the War of the Worlds into this. Just the special effects alone were just outstanding. We hadn't seen anything like that in a while. And just great performances by Jeff Goldblum and the other guy who's in the spaceship with him. I'm not going to give him a shout out on this. It was a great film. Number 17. The Silence of the Lambs. I mean, when I saw this, when it first came out, I was just immediately hooked just by the performance of Anthony Hopkins alone as Dr. Lecter. I mean, just the way he stares, his stares and his overall demeanor throughout the whole film. He deserved the Academy Award for this one. Number 16. Scream. The first one, not the second one. Scream by Wes Craven. That really changed how horror films were going to be made going forward. With the performances with Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox and David Arquette. And, constantly trying to figure out, who done it. Kevin Williamson's script is just top notch. And it spawned a series that's still going to this day. So it's a great flick. Number 15. Everybody likes this. I can't find any people who just flat out hates this movie, but yeah, Office Space. I need to upgrade this to Blu-ray. I don't know why I haven't already, but just movie quotes, Jennifer Aniston, Ron Livingston. I mean, yeah, it just Michael Bolton. It put Michael Bolton back in the lexicon. I mean, how can you hate Office Space? Number 14. The Lion King. Now, when this came out, I resisted any and all temptation to go watch this. I wasn't a big fan of Disney animation as I got into my teen years. I thought, I really don't want to watch this. It took me 15 years to finally see this. And I know it's essentially Hamlet in animated form, but this is a great film, and it holds up. Kids love it. Gen Xers love it. Even older adults, they love it. It's a great movie. Now, number 13, Unforgiven. I still think this is Clint Eastwood's best performance that he's ever given. His best directorial job that he's ever given. And the performance of the story of essentially a hitman who's done an awful lot of just bad things in his life, and he knows, he'll never be forgiven for it. The performance, especially Gene Hackman's performance in this, a well-deserved Academy Award. Morgan Freeman, Richard Harris. It's a great film. Number 12. Toy Story. The movie that put Pixar on the map and has created a lifetime of enjoyment and memories for children and adults as well. This film changed how animation was going to look going forward with the use of CGI. Now, when looking at it now, yeah, it's not as refined as the later installments of Toy Story are, but this movie still holds up. The story's still good. The performances by Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, just really well done. Number 11, I have The Matrix. The visual effects in this film alone is just outstanding. It's amazing. I could not believe they actually accomplished what they did in this. Now, although this one didn't make Keanu Reeves a star. I mean, he was already made a star when he did Speed. But this shot him into the stratosphere. And with the performances with Lawrence Fishburne, Hugo Weaving, Carrie-Anne Moss, and my favorite character actor, Joey Pants, Joe Pantoliano. It's a really good movie. The sequels, not so much, but still, this one's really, it still holds up. Number 10. We're in the top 10 now. Number 10, Forrest Gump. Now, even though this, in my opinion, this is not his best performance. His best performance was in Philadelphia. This is Tom Hanks, at his best. I mean just the way he makes the character, the way he performs, and it's Forrest Gump. I mean, how can you hate Forrest Gump? I mean, there's no way that this was not going to be in my top 10 at all. I mean, he went to Alabama, as did I. So this still holds up. This is still a great, truly wonderful movie. Number 9. This is the film that made me fall in love with indie film directors, and it's Clerks. From Kevin Smith. This film put Kevin Smith on the map and started the whole View Askew-universe. Shot for, I think, maybe $100,000 or $20,000. I think it was closer to 20. I mean, this film still holds up, and if you've ever worked retail, you completely identify with Dante and Randall. It's just the course that goes, the course of the day, everything that transpires, you immediately identify with them and you sympathize with them. This still holds up. It's a really great movie. Number 8, T2. This is, I'm not going to call this James Cameron's masterpiece. I'm not, but it's pretty damn close to it. And just the visual effects alone, the practical effects, it's just mind-blowing. When I first saw this in the theaters, I snuck in to see T2. I don't care. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'll admit it. When I first saw this, I was just blown away. Yes, with the liquid transformations, but when he pulls his arm off and you see him doing this with his hand, it was just, I was taken aback. I mean, this is awesome. I don't care about the story at this point. This is awesome. Number 7, Boys in the Hood. John Singleton's directorial debut is one of the greatest film debuts I have ever seen. I would put it up there with Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. The story of 3 friends from South Central LA and what transpires through the ongoing months, and especially the heartbreak. It's just amazing. With the performances with Ice Cube and Morris Chestnut, Lawrence Fishburne, and Cuba Gooding Jr., Angela Bassett. This is his greatest film, and it's a shame that we're no longer going to get any more from him. Number 6, The Shawshank Redemption. I know this is one of the greatest films that's ever been made, in my opinion. I certainly put it up there with, it's definitely Stephen King's best adaptation. Frank Darabont did a amazing job with the source material, and even though it was a short story, I mean, what he was able to do and expand it and everything, and the performances by Tim Robbins, Clancy Brown, Morgan Freeman especially. This is a great film. Top 5. All right, we're here. Number 5, Malcolm X. What can I say? This is the greatest biopic I have ever seen. This performance by Denzel Washington is his greatest performance. I don't care what anybody says about Training Day or Glory or John Q. No, this is his greatest performance, and he was absolutely robbed at the Academy Awards. From the very beginning of Malcolm Little all the way to, I really don't want to say the very end, because you really didn't know what was going to happen, at the very end. Or he didn't know, based on the source material from Alex Haley. I mean, it's just an absolutely wonderful film. And should it have won Best Picture? I don't know. But I know that Denzel got screwed for the Academy Award. Number 4, we have Jurassic Park, the first one. Yes, we were all made to believe that we could see dinosaurs. This is a great film from Steven Spielberg. When I saw it, I mean, you felt, even today, when I see it, I feel like a kid again, watching, dinosaurs roam around. And even the visual effects are better now than they were back then. It still holds up. It's still great, and I absolutely love it. All right, here we are, top 3. Who's it going to be? For number 3, this is not a top 10 of the 90s without Quentin Tarantino. Yes, Pulp Fiction shot him into superstardom, and he has not looked back since. This is an absolutely wonderful film. It's one of the best that's ever been made. And the screenplay alone got him an Academy Award. The cast he was able to get to be in this film, from Bruce Willis to John Travolta, Sam Jackson, Uma Thurman, Harvey Keitel as the wolf. This is absolutely wonderful. If you don't have this, you need to pick it up. Number 2, Schindler's List. This is Steven Spielberg's best work because it's probably the most personal at that time, because he hadn't made The Fabelmans yet. There are still some scenes in this that just make me cringe, because I don't like seeing that. This is an absolutely beautifully shot film, directed film. Acting performances from Liam Neeson and Ben Kingsley are just outstanding. This is one of the greatest films that's ever been made. And as for my number 1 film of the 90s, there's no way this is getting left off of any list. It's Goodfellas. Yes, this film should have won Best Picture at the Academy Awards. I don't know why they gave it to Kevin Costner in Dances with Wolves. I mean, both were great films, but this one's a little bit better. And, I mean, Joe Pesci's performance alone is worth it to be number 1 on my list. So that's it. That's my top 25. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Leave a comment down in the section below. And if you like what you saw, hit like, subscribe, click that notification bell. Until next time, see you later.